So hello to everybody. Hope you guys are great. We're ready to get started in a few minutes' time. All right, this is Ruel Leach. Some of you know me already. Some of you still need to get to know me, and hopefully we'll get to know each other better soon. We are, I would say, good evening to you for all of you, and good morning to myself. It's now 2 a.m. in the morning in South African time, and it's pretty quiet in South Africa at the moment, not just because it's lockdown for the whole country and night, but it's pretty quiet. We live probably 3 miles from the sea. Under normal circumstances, you won't hear the sea, but these days we can actually hear the sea, the waves during the night. So that's amazing. All right, let's see if this is recording. Yes, we're recording. All right, so this is a unique program that myself and my wife have put together and altered over the years, because in the space that we are in, the crypto space, we just believe that we see an opportunity in the world. And the opportunity in the world is simply to take advantage of what the markets are giving us, but helping each and every individual in the world to take and make use of these opportunities. So this is maybe not going to be a get rich quick scheme or something that you give your money to someone and expect returns every month. We have been part of programs, we call them high yield programs that give you returns, but that's basically just another banking system, glorified banking system. Every one of us have had at some point in time, the desire to want to trade, to learn how the markets work. And with that desire, we've seen there's many programs out there, but often the programs are just way over our heads, high in the sky. And of course, getting involved in normal commodity or forex trading actually will require a lot of middlemen like brokers and people that get involved in your trading, and people that want to take profits. So with cryptocurrency trading, anybody can get involved. Anyone can sign up with an exchange and send them your money and start trading with it without any intervention of a middleman or a broker. And this is one of the big reasons why cryptocurrencies makes it exciting, but it also makes it scary, because 95% of all the people that I know that do cryptocurrency trading have had no formal education. They just sit there in front of the screen and guess. And we don't want anybody to guess. We want people to actually be educated on what they're doing. So tonight we're going to talk about a few aspects of trading. We're going to discuss a few very important things before people get trading. And these things that we will talk about are things that are so important to you just having a computer, and how that has an effect on whether you stay safe or not. So we're going to go through a few topics, and then thereafter I'm going to show you what the program looks like. All right, so I'm going to discuss a little bit about the background of Bit by Bit and how we got started. My wife and I were busy with a Ponzi scheme at the time. In 2014, we were in a program that people put money and you get paid out of the money that people put into the scheme. And that's basically, if you're in any Bitcoin program or a Bitcoin mining program, that's basically what it does. It's just another glorified Ponzi scheme. And often Bitcoin gets a bad name because of these kind of schemes. And these schemes were folding as they came in 3 to 6 months. So they don't normally last very long. But we made money in the schemes, and then sooner than later they crashed. So when we decided on the name of our business, we said to each other, we don't want to give people something that won't last, something that we don't know who the owners of the company are, and we want to give you control of your own funds. That's basically, we want you to start thinking for a change. Oh, that's a very, very interesting one. So we started having our own Bitcoin education classes early 2015, and in 2016, 17, 18, 19, and up until now, we've been giving trading classes and never stopped. So many people have become financially free, and there's a few that have become millionaires, and quite a few have become 100,000naires. And why would 100,000 be important to anyone? Well, if you can help somebody take $1,000 or $500 and turn it into $10,000, and then into $40,000, and then into $100,000, and then to 200,000, 400,000, you help build them up slowly but surely and you help build something that's believable. I had a guy that came to my program. He started with $100. He was running a minibus taxi business. Both of his vehicles weren't roadworthy anymore, and he was sitting at home. And his wife was working part-time at a company, and she said to him, you need to learn to trade. And she told him he needs to go to my office in Pretoria, which is the capital of South Africa, and find out what my course is going to cost. And I did a course for him. That was the 28th of February 2017. In the middle of December 2017, he came to me. I looked at his profile, and he had turned $100 into about $12,000 in that time frame. In the meantime, he was able to pay debts, pay his water and lights and the rent of the home that they were staying in. So that was one of the very first amazing testimonials of someone that was determined he's going to win at this game. Today, other people are copying our techniques, but I've never seen anything, and you will never see anything like this in your life. There are different courses. There are 7 in total. I've only presented 6 of the 7 courses already, of which this course will be 2 of them. So I've included level 1 and level 2 in this training program. We have 3 groups of people. So once you've done the course, you become part of an education group where you get updates on what's happening in the markets, what's happening with Bitcoin, etc. Then the second one is we call the signals group. So for this month or the month of April, if you sign up for the course, you will get free signals for the whole month included in the course. And then you'll be able to see how we read the markets and discuss market trends and be ready for the market when it changes. So let's talk a bit about security and safety just to start off with. Because when people get involved with trading, or whether they're just plain surfing the internet, they will find themselves in difficult spots because of being hacked or viruses and tracking cookies. And there's lots of people trying to target your money or trying to slow your computer down or trying to steal your identification. So we start everybody off with an application called Google Authenticator. That's one of the very important aspects of trading, is to make sure that you are safe when you log in. So what we do with every single person that comes into the program, we teach them to use the Google Authenticator as a second factor login mechanism. So whereas when you sign in, you will use a username and a password and maybe get an email to verify that you've logged in. With Google Authenticator, it's just an extra layer of security with a number that changes every 30 seconds. And unless you share that code, the QR code, with somebody else, it's not going to be possible for someone else to log into your account. So it's important once you've got your Google Authenticator, and we can go through the process with the next session, that you can actually make a backup for yourself by taking a picture first with your phone before you actually scan this QR code and make it active. The next thing that's important is that you have a computer that can handle the speed of the internet and the speed of the graphs. So I think that all of you know what an i3 or an i5 or an i7 is. If you're using a laptop, you'll see on the bottom left-hand side of your keyboard, there's a little sticker that would say Intel Core or Intel Core i3, Intel Core i5, or Intel Core i7. So if you've got it just says Intel Core, that means it's just a basic Celeron computer. It's going to give you problems at some stage with operation. You might find it easier to trade on your mobile phone if you don't have something like i5 or i7. So I recommend an i5 or i7 with a solid state hard drive, so SSD, and that will enable you to your computer to cope with the speed of the internet. So a lot of people focus their attention on, especially in South Africa, I need a laptop. I do not agree with that. I believe that a desktop computer, especially if you're going to do most of your trading at home, is a desktop is a lot cheaper, better option. And with a desktop, you can always put in more RAM memory, extra. You can upgrade it several times, unlike a laptop that you can only upgrade the RAM memory inside. And a laptop has a proper shelf life of about 1 to 1.5 years, and then it starts giving you problems. So I'm talking about if you're a trader. A trader will find that that's one of their most important tools, is having a computer that works for them and is performance. If you're doing any work on your computer, it doesn't help having a device that's wasting your time. You need something that's responsive. All right, so the nice thing about crypto trading is there's no brokers, there's no monthly fees. You withdraw your funds whenever you want. You can add funds whenever you want. The fees are 0.25% per trade. Markets are faster moving. You can trade penny stocks, you can trade cheap coins, less than $1 coins. You can withdraw funds to your bank account. You can transfer funds across borders. In other words, Bitcoin you can use as a payment mechanism. You can send funds anywhere in the world within 15-20 minutes. So, and then you can withdraw what you want to when you want to withdraw funds. You can cancel unfulfilled orders. So let's say you feel you made a mistake by placing the order, the sell order. You might think, I've placed it too low or too high. You can cancel it without any fees. You can place multiple orders. So most Forex platforms are very, very old-fashioned. In fact, the whole modern system of stock market trading is very old-fashioned. It's way out old-fashioned. You can trade small moving coins or faster moving coins. So in other words, you can trade different coins simultaneously. And then, of course, the downside or the upside is that the markets are volatile. So when we look at the stock market, S&P, the Dow Jones recently dropped 25 to 35% in 1 week. That is the kind of volatility that we as cryptocurrency traders enjoy seeing. There's a time and a season that we know that the markets are more volatile, and we can prepare our traders for that kind of volatility. Because if you can buy back, if you knew that the stock market would fall 25% and you had placed an order 25% lower and bought it at the bottom, guess what? The markets rose another 5 or 10% in a week, and you could have made that kind of money. But because you didn't know, you couldn't take advantage of that. So crypto trading is very exciting. There are extra programs that you can use on your computer. The first one is called Super Anti-Spyware, and it is found on a website called superantispyware.com. I run this program every day. I used to use the free version. I'm using the full paid version now, which is $29 a year. And what it does is it scans, it downloads the updates, and it scans your computer in the background from all the tracking cookies and the possible spyware that comes in on the computer that most antiviruses don't pick up. So it doesn't help to have an antivirus only. And if you had to download Super Anti-Spyware on your computer and ran that program, you would actually see that the program would pick up between 200 and 600 different tracking cookies, spyware, and stuff that you didn't even know was on your computer. So if you use it at least every second day, then your computer would stay high performance. There's another program called eusing.com. It's a very small program, like 1 megabyte big. It's very small, and it's a registry cleaner. So especially if you're struggling with an older computer, you would find that this program, scanning it on a regular basis, keeps also the optimum, the registry of the, in other words, the background workings of the computer in full functionality. So let's talk about different kinds of traders, different kinds of strategies, because we all don't have the same amount of energy and time and inclination to be in the market at a certain time of the year and of the month. So sometimes, for those of you who are working a job, you might find that you might only have 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes in the evening, or an hour a day, or 2 hours a week. And based on that strategy, because that's a strategy, you'll be able to determine what kind of trading style and what the way you need to start trading. So for instance, you folks all know what a day trader is. A day trader is someone that sits in front of the screen all day, and nobody wants to spend all day in front of any screen unless they get paid to do it. And of course, people live their lives. They don't have time to sit and stare at the screen all day. In fact, the strategy I'm going to teach you takes away the need for sitting glued in front of the screen all the time. So a day trader would be someone that spends 8 to 12 hours a day in front of the screen. I have traders that sit up to 16 hours a day in front of their screen, and they just glued to the screen. And you don't need to have that strategy, but if that's your strategy, that's important that you know that's your strategy. So for someone who's a new trader, might not understand this, but someone that, like you folks, that have already done the program. So once you've done the program, you are then welcome to attend the program again and again and again until you have all those bold moments, eureka moments. But a day trader, and we're going to talk about a scalp trader also. A day trader wakes up in the morning, sits in front of the screen, chooses a market to trade, and when they go to bed or when they get out of the market, they close their trade, they finished. Walk away, I've taken profits, and I go to bed. They don't go to bed with open trades. They take their trades every day. Just a scalp trader does the same thing. A scalp trader is someone who doesn't have time. So if you say, I've got 30 minutes or an hour a day, they also do the same thing. They get in, they get out. Too many traders are making the mistake that they think that they are a swing trader. A swing trader is someone that looks at when the markets are down and they buy, and then they sell when the markets are high. Where that day trader doesn't do that. The day trader and the scalp trader take profits. The swing trader and position traders can wait. So if you took Robert Kiyosaki's cash flow quadrant, you would say a day trader and a scalp trader is pretty much like an employee or a self-employed person. They need to make money on a daily basis. They need to spend time in front of the screen and take profits. Where a swing trader usually has more money in the market. They don't stress about trades all the time. They're just making sure once or twice a week they'll look at the markets and say, all right, I'm still happy. The market is still going up. I will be able to buy when it's low and sell when it's high. Also, from time to time, we have what we call trade athlons. This was one of our emergency situations where some of you already know about Karatbars, the KBC coin, a digital currency that came out in July 2018. In fact, they came earlier, June 2018, they were launched, and we started trading it from June 2018 to July 2018. And at this point in time, we didn't have a facility because we were so many people to trade. And one of our traders, Ashley, which is sitting right there at the back, he had a facility we could use for that trade athlon. And all the trade athlons, most of them are done online at the moment, so you can sit in the comfort of your home and sit and trade together. That's the practical part. So it's important to get practical experience, not just the theory. And the practical is really where the penny hits home. So this trade athlon we organized between the 2nd and the 5th of July 2019. Our average trader took 900% after 1 year, and the other traders made up to 4,000–5,000% in that year. So I did pretty well for myself also. When we moved to Cape Town, I was able to furnish the place that we stayed without bringing all our furniture from Pretoria, and our traders did well too. But after July, and the reason why we hosted this event at this point of time is that the company made a promise which I knew they wouldn't fulfill. So the problem in the crypto space is when people combine cryptocurrency with network marketing, then they make the biggest mistakes, because normally network marketers only see one direction that something can go, and that's up. They don't understand that prices go up and down. So at this event, we saw the price of this coin started to drop, and I told the guys that they need to make this decision now, whether they want to stay in this coin or get out of the coin, because the price is dropping. So this was an event that saved people millions and millions of dollars. A few of them thought they were clever and they didn't take action. 3 weeks down the line, they'd lost money. So one of the Rothschilds said, and Warren Buffett said, when there's blood on the streets, it's time to buy. And even if it's your own blood. So during the stock market crashes, during the times that the markets fall, there's a strategy that people make money. And we had a trade athlon a week ago, and some of the folks did pretty well on the trade athlon. And some of the folks didn't necessarily sell when they were given the sell signal, but when they got back into the market, they started making money again. So there is, what happens to people is they often freeze up if they see they're losing money. But all your money can be made back up again. Every single cent of funds can be made back that you lose. And you can make you can make a lot more money on the cryptocurrency market than any market in the world. In fact, if you can trade cryptocurrency, you can trade any other market. Right. So when we also look at your internet connection, maybe you Americans don't have a problem with internet. Maybe you do in some places, but having a stable, good internet connection is 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 the way, besides having a good computer. Anyone can do this. Housewives, pensioners. I said I want to make it my goal to have minimum 30% women in my trading team, because more and more women are need to look after their families, look after themselves, and make a living for themselves, because men are often not there for the women, especially if people are separated and have family issues. So at the moment, this moment, we have a high percentage of women. I need to still work it out. And pensioners, people that are over the age of 60. The next thing is have a goal, have a target, something that you want to achieve. Don't just say, well, I'm going to try this out and see what happens. Guess what? What happens to people is life happens. And a person needs to make conscious decisions on what you want from life, what you want from trading. And I've seen confidence boosting in people. One of my traders, when he came the first time, he was one of those real absent-minded professors, and yeah, he didn't have a good haircut, and we couldn't call it a bad haircut either, because his hair was just, yeah, he was comfortable with himself. But these days, you must see his posture, his attitude, he's single, so every second week he's got another girlfriend. That's how he's so popular he's become. And it's not that that's about having girlfriends or anything, but it's what this life can do to help you and your family. And if you know what you want, you will get it, as long as you're willing to go and learn how this works and overcome your fear. So nothing changes unless you change. One of my goals is to get to New York City and go and trade or go and train Wall Street traders on markets and market cycles, because what we've learned is that markets have their cycles, their times, their season. There's days of the year that are good to trade. Some days you don't trade, and you'll learn all those basics in this course. Because what traders often do is they get carried away. They just, I want to make money, and they sit there, and some days they lose money because it's not the right day to trade. All right, so this course covers 2 courses, level 1 and level 2. It's 7-module course. I have included 4 bonus KBC modules. So for those who feel like they still want to trade KBC, each module is minimum of 1 hour and 30 minutes in time. And we give you up to 30 minutes questions and answers. Then we have 1 month free signals included in this. So as from today, tomorrow, as soon as you've decided to join, and once you've received the payment, then we will include you straight onto the signals group so you can see what's happening in the markets and discuss on the group what you would like to discuss. And understanding the markets is such an important part of life for all of us. Now, one of the things that I've learned over the years, when I read the news and I see what's happening in the world, there's no negativity, there's no emotion attached to when I read the markets. I read the markets as signals of what I already know, and I take action. I'm able to tell the traders, this is what we need to do, because we speak about fair weather Christians, people that everything going well for them, they are happy and they are jumping around and they feel so blessed. And when life turns against them, or they got a little bit of uphill, then they complain and they blame the devil. And so we need to embrace life with its ups and its downs and make sure that we can embrace downs in life as much as up, because when we have a tough day, we mustn't say, oh, I had such a terrible day. It's a character building day. There's days that we know that the markets will be down, that they will most likely drop. We prepare our traders to take advantage of those days, of the markets those days. That's one of the, when I talk about the Rothschilds, people see evil men, and maybe they are evil, but there's things that we can learn from them. In the time when there was the Wall Street stock market crash in 1929, guess who made the most money? JP Morgan and Rothschilds and Rockefellers. Because why? Because they knew cycles and times, and they knew what was going to happen before it happened. So they could take advantage of selling their stocks before the markets dropped. We have a team called the Tribe. Now, the Tribe is a dedicated team for people that are serious traders that want personal contact with me and want to speak to me at short notice and make some decisions together. So a tribe has a monthly fee. We'll discuss that also. And then we have, at the moment, until we have got the full version of our bit by bit going, I've been using for a year now an app called Discord. So all of this course material will be on Discord for you to watch over and over again. So it's not like, oh well, I need to remember everything. But hopefully you folks will take notes when we present. So what is the prices? For the international course that I'm presenting you now, for the level 1 and 2, it's $800. If you're a pensioner, you're lucky enough to get it for $600. We are not too keen on payment plans. If you want to pay it over 2 months, let me know, but we are going to stop that in the future. You can pay either in Bitcoin or with PayPal. I think that is pretty simple. PayPal address is there below, and of course it's very, very easy. PayPal is the fastest way to pay, but Bitcoin is also an exciting way of paying, because the Bitcoin I can start trading with right away. All right, so you probably might not be able to see, but I'm going to send you folks this list of all the different courses. I'm going to go read through them. So our next session, our next module would be on Thursday evening. So we're going to try and do 2 modules a week so that it doesn't get stretched out too long. Next session we're going to have is candlesticks. What candlesticks, all those little bars on the graph. We'll show you now what it looks like. Candlestick types, the purpose of candlesticks, drawing support and resistance lines in. This is what makes trading exciting, because what you're going to learn is what most traders never ever do in their lifetimes, and they think they can make money. How to place an order, buy order, how to place a sell order, calculating profits, and then calculators. So the next course is getting yourself understanding and loving what a graph looks like. I'm sure you folks have all been fascinated with graphs at some point or another. The third module is then getting into a new trade, trading with new money, the concept of stacking. And if there's something you want to learn, it's the concept of stacking. And the next thing is housekeeping, because housekeeping and stacking is probably the biggest secret that I've learned in my trading life. From 2015 to 2017, we were making money in the markets. And the Bitcoin came down from almost $20,000 down to $3,000, $4,000 again. My traders didn't know what hit them, and they didn't take action when I told them. Those that did take action were happy. But how can you make money when the market drops as well as it goes up? Because people think I can only make money when the market goes up. That's not true. Then we will go into more detail during that session of the different kinds of traders, scalp traders, day traders, swing traders, position traders, because by then you will need to learn more what trading style you need to use and how you can change your trading styles from time to time. So if you've got 15 or 20 minutes in the market one day, and the next day you might have all the time, you have the whole day in front of the markets, how you would change your style during that day. Then module 4 would be Bollinger Bands, parabolic SAR, moving averages, golden cross, death cross, which are some of the most exciting tools for cryptocurrency trading. How to use these indicators in combination with each other, because some of these indicators are terrible indicators. Stock market, forex traders use these indicators, but they don't always work for cryptocurrency trading. And when you're using in combination, you actually can score quite a lot from these trades. In module 5, we will discuss Chinese holidays, the effects that they have on the markets, what to do in time, Jewish holidays, moon phases, seasonal changes, times of the day, and that's all part of the entry-level astro science that most traders never ever learn. And once you understand this and the phases of the moon and the holidays and the equinoxes and solstices, you will understand a lot of what's happening even in your life, in your family and your home a lot better. Often when my wife was still working for a company, she phoned me while she was doing her calls, and she said, "Love, what's going on today? Why is no one at the office? Why nobody there?" I can't seem to see any of my clients. And I said, well, it's one of those days on the Chinese calendar that says avoid anything else. Or when a son or a daughter phones her certain times of the month, if I look, I know whether it's a full moon or new moon or first or last quarter moon. I see the phone ringing, then I know exactly what's coming because of the emotion attached to that time of the month. And of course, the markets react to those emotions that people have accumulatively. Then our module 6, we'll talk about wedges, combining parabolics and Bollinger Bands, 4-year cycle, when to trade, which coins, categories of coins to trade. And then our module 7 is various stacking techniques. So once you've got into placing a few trades and some stacking, then you get to learn how to alter your methods of trading according to what the market is doing. Emotions, what drives markets up. We will talk about a whole lot of things that summarize all of these together. So in other words, we'll wrap this up. All that will be very much a Q&A session at the end. So this will be a longer session on the module 7. All right, so I'm going to, this is my wife's email address, and if you need to send me a message on WhatsApp to ask me a question, I use WhatsApp all the time because I believe it's one of those gentleman apps. Is there such a thing? But it's like a text message. You send the message, and you know when the person's ready to answer, they will answer. I don't just call a person, especially if somebody is a busy person. I will send them a message to find out when they're ready to talk, and then I will send them a message. I do one-on-one consultations for traders, and there's an hourly fee involved in that too. So if you want to just talk to me, send me a message on WhatsApp. That's my number. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open the platform that you can see. Let's quickly go to new share. All right, so you folks could probably see my Bittrex screen. It's an American platform that we are currently using for new traders. It's easy to use if you've just got to become a new trader, and it's changed quite a bit in the last while. Now, you'll see at the top of the screen, you see there's a little light or a little sun thing. So if I want to see this better, I will click on the sun just to make the background light or lighter. Okay, so for night trading, traders don't always use the light background for night trading. You'll also see that there's 4 different kinds of market trading pairs. So what is a trading pair? So if we talk about a trading pair, so let's say you're trading US dollar to euro, that's a trading pair. US dollar to yen, it's a trading pair. So that's called a trading pair. So we have US dollar to certain cryptocurrencies. We've got Bitcoin to different currencies. We've got Ethereum trading between certain currencies. And then the older US dollar market, which is called US dollar tether market. So these are the 4 main markets. And then there's up to 150 different cryptocurrencies that you can trade. All right, let's quickly click on one of the graphs and then we just give you an overview of the markets. So this that we see now is the new system. The new system where you have a buy and a sell box left and right. If I want to use the old system, I will click on Enable Bittrex Preview and it will take me to the older system. So whichever one you're comfortable with is the one you're going to trade with. So this is what the old system looked like, the old graphs, and buy and sell order book, trade history right below it. And of course, these are some of the tools that we use. Looking at the graphs, we can actually see the 50 moving average is just crossed below the 200 moving average. When we get to moving averages, we'll discuss how to look at the market. At the moment, on the one-day graph, we can definitely see that the price might be dropping in the next few days before it picks up again. So we ideally want to see the 50 above the 200, but it's not like that at the moment. These are candlesticks. We'll teach you about candlesticks on Thursday evening. And all of the sessions are recorded. So let's say of the 7 modules, you miss 1 or 2, you'll be able to go and sit down and play the recordings over and again until you understand it. So it's not like you're going to miss out anything. We'll teach you how to place support and resistance lines, use the indicators, Bollinger Bands, one of the trader's best friends, and different tools, RSI, relative strength index, there we go, and things like that. So these are all helpful tools for traders, but there are some very basic tools that you can use to read the graphs quite accurately, and obviously time of the day, time of the year, time of the season. We can see that on our equinox, around the 20th of March is normally the time of the year that, besides September, are the lowest times of the year. This market was totally out of whack. The whole stock market was out of whack. What we see happening on the stock markets is just because it's been elevated too long. So if I had to just quickly go to my trading view, and this is an extra application I use to read the markets. It's got lots of good tools to use. And if we had to go and check the Dow Jones index, and just on you can see the market looks like it wants to recover. And it's probably going to recover with a possible drop again. Let's just get this to a one-day graph. So no market does this, that it just goes up and up and up and up all the time. There had to be a correction, and that correction was a very, very serious correction that dropped from 29,000 points all the way down to 18,000. So the stock market wiped out 33% in 1 week. Well, this was basically a week and a half, 2 weeks, but where did the 33% go? It went into the pockets of visionary entrepreneurial traders. How can you take advantage of this? Well, our system gives you an advanced education, especially when you do the next level of courses. On level 1 and level 2, we're going to give you the basics, because that information, to digest that information, might take a while. You need to see this in action to actually believe it. And when I tell the traders, we cannot have markets going up from your solstice in December to the equinox in March. It had to tip. It had to be down on the solstice, on the equinox. So on the 20th of March, guess what? We hit our low. And we might see the market still go up further and carry on going further up with the stimulus package. They're putting $6 billion that they, out of thin air, pushed into the market. So that's just absolutely stupidity, just to boost the world economy. But then again, it's a cycle. This cycle started in every 90 years. We have what we call a depression. So 1929, 1839, 1749, you would see either a famine, pestilence, or a stock market crash during that time. So 1929, on the 25th of October, Wall Street crashed. In 2019, the 25th of October, was the first spread, or the first people starting to get infected with the coronavirus in China. And there was, every single nation was present in that city. You can go and look at the military games in Wuhan 2019 on Wikipedia. You'll see that how many people from every country were present in that place. And I would believe that many of those soldiers or military people went home with the virus. And of course, that whole thing had to come down, had to collapse on the 90-year cycle. So we just seen the effects of it later on. Nowadays, we have an information age where we actually been bombarded with so much information, and it can make us very depressed if we get emotional about it. But as a trader, we don't attach emotion. If I tell you that this happened and this happened on a certain day, I don't expect you to get emotional about it. I expect you to take that information and process that information as if it's education to yourself. Obviously, the whole world has reacted with emotion. If you know that there's a virus, you just take action to prevent it as far as you can by taking the right kind of supplements, taking vitamin C, taking echinacea, build your immune system up. Of course, if you're doing that already, you don't have anything to worry about. That's just normal knowledge and education. Sometimes you just got to step it up a bit. There's some times of the month, and this is one of the things I did with my coaching with guys and girls. Guys forget that women have that time of the month where they're emotional and they're down, and guys have that time also. Believe me, if you're living with a man, he would be at least 2 days a month depressed or down or not himself. We all have those times. So we are excited about this journey that we're going to take you on together, and we're going to have lots of conversations about markets and stuff in the markets. Now, on the Zoom call we're on, there's a little chat box. I don't know if you folks have ever used Zoom before. I'm going to just type chat here. You see there's a little orange box flashing on the screen. You can, if you want to type a message, ask a question, say something, say good morning, good evening, you can type a message there. I think there's too many people on the call to actually answer, to unmute you folks. I've actually heard of some of your names already. I was introduced to you by listening to your names by certain people introducing you. Thank you for introducing me. Nice to see you again, George, Sally, Kathy. Kathy, you're determined to learn this. Beth, Ben. Oh, yes, we got a South African on board. I don't know whenever this guy sleeps. Ben, do you ever sleep? Angel, Anya. Is anybody there to type or say something? All right. All right, so I'm sure you've got the gist of what this is about, and I'm sure you. Hello, Angel. I'm sure you folks have some questions to ask, and you can either send me a private text message on WhatsApp, and we can. I like voice notes because voice notes is a lot easier and it doesn't take forever like typing. I actually showed my wife the other day something you can do with a Word document. Let me show you a little trick quickly. And I know some of you probably know this, but do you actually use it? Let's go. I'd let it open the Word document. So you're not just going to get trading education, you're going to get all kinds of education with stuff that you didn't know, stuff that will help you live life better. All right, let's go to new document. I'll just share the screen as soon as a document is open. All right, let's go to new share. There we go. All right, so I'm going to place my cursor on the screen, and you'll see on the right-hand side says dictate. Okay. Let's go. Hello, folks. How are you all today? I am going to start writing a book right now so that you can see how easy it is to write a book by talking a book. And so you can put all your memories into a document, and the document is your secretary who sits and types for you while you are talking. Okay, to make this a little easier, and just to make things more exciting, I am going to read your names and see how accurately my Word document can type your name. Angel, Anya, Ben, Beth, Kathy, Honor, Ilmar, almost right, John, Sally, TV, George. All right, folks, at least I've got some entertainment for you. You're learning something before you even start. So this is artificial intelligence. This is the easiest, lowest form of artificial intelligence. There's obviously the good side and the bad side to it. So we don't want to look at life from one point of view. We want to see something as holistic and how we can take advantage of it. Some of you have heard of Google Home. Google Home is one super cool little device that you can keep near you, and you can ask this lady any question. In fact, Google Home, a few months ago, I said to her, "Hey Google," she says, "Hey, how can I help you?" And she says, and I say, "Do you know that you don't know everything?" So she pauses a moment. She says, "Yes, I know that I don't know everything, but I'm learning." So, and then she says, "But I will remember what you told me." A week later, I said, "Hey Google." She says, "How can I help you?" I said, "What did I say to you that you said you will remember?" She says, "You said that I don't know everything." All right, folks. So we are definitely on a journey together, and it's super cool to learn new things. It's exciting to learn markets, and we are definitely going to take you on a journey that's going to teach you and educate you on what you need to do to learn to trade. And for most people, it's probably a partly scary journey. I taught myself, and I made some serious mistakes, but I was just determined to win at this. So it took me 1 year, 1.5 years to kind of understand the game I'm in. So you don't need to do this alone. You don't need to go out there and put your money into something and not understand what you're doing. This is a journey that you're going to take. And nice talking to you, folks. And I hope I'm going to see you soon. Thursday night, we will start our second module. And in the meantime, either talk to Anya or whoever introduced you and come back to me. You folks have a great evening and sleep tight.